In today's video, you may think you remember the Burberry Ultimate Glow Foundation, but it's back and reformulated. Plus, we have new shades in the Jones Road, the Lippie Stick, and then we plunge right into the brand new Dolce&Gabbana Face and Eyes Match and Cheeks and Eyes Match. Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we had a preview because we have 3 or more products. We're going to talk all about our Dolce&Gabbana and Jones Road and of course our Burberry foundation. I am so glad to have you here. Don't forget that you can also follow me over on TikTok, Instagram, and on Threads. Now with 3 different types, actually really 4, 2 from Dolce&Gabbana, with so many types of products, you might need to be in a hurry, especially if you're just interested in one. And if that's the case, please make use of our very descriptive timestamps listed below the video in the description bar, but you can also buzz around them. And I really put a lot of time into those, you guys, because I know some of you need them, and I want to be respectful of your time, while others like to sit around for the gab. It's a gab fest for sure, and I'm so happy to have you. While you are down there in the description bar, check out all of the purchasing information, which doesn't cost you anything, but helps the channel and is greatly appreciated. There's also super thanks, love that, and an invitation you can click on to join our private membership here on YouTube for $4.99 a month. We would love to see you there. All right, let's get into some discussion here. We are starting today with a wear test. I'm actually in the middle of it now. And yes, don't adjust your screen. I do have 2 looks on here. I do, but looks a little strange. You'll see in the demo. But we're going to start with a product you might think has already been around for a little bit, but it's actually reformulated. Surprise, surprise. This is the reformulated Burberry Ultimate Glow Foundation. It is $62 and comes in 12 shades. I picked up the shade 30 Light. We'll talk about my confusion in shade choice during the demo. It's a little too light, but I've helped it with the Dolce&Gabbana bronzer, to be honest. But we're mostly testing the formula today. It is a serum foundation, and it has been released before. So what's different now? They say there's light reflecting pearls, and now there's white tea extract, which helps us apparently in a defense, they say, against environmental pollutants and things like that, if you believe that. I think the reason I'm not an ingredient junkie is kind of because stop paying attention to all these extracts and whatnot. If I have more allergies, as some of you do, or concerns, I would probably pay more attention. So it's a bit lazy of me, but I will tell you that I just kind of gloss over, and I think a lot of us do. Oh, this one has white tea. Oh, look, it has niacinamide. I don't know if this one does, but they all seem to. You know what I mean. And let's look at the packaging too. Hello for the packaging on this one. Wow. I mean, it's just stunning. I think packaging is same as the original, and it's got that Burberry check here. It's not a tartan. It's not a plaid. It is a check. That's what Burberry calls it. And here is, look at the bottle itself, even without the cap. Glass. It's quite lovely. It's a designer experience, and we are doing a wear test. I'm in the middle of it right now, and you'll see I'm going to try to go 8 to 10 hours. So we'll see how long I can get in there. That is a really pretty one. We also have today what is either an amazing product or a clever marketing scheme from Dolce&Gabbana. 2 products, and I have a few colors here. We have the Cheeks and Eyes Match and the Face and Eyes Match. So let's talk about that. The Cheeks and Eyes Match is a $50 essentially blush. I'll explain. Comes in 6 shades. I bought 2. We're going to see swatches in a moment. I bought 2. Number 6, Playful Rosewood, and number 5, Wonderful Strawberry. We will be swatching these in 2 different lights, so don't worry. These are $50 each, 6 shades, refillable. They're a really pretty bright blush with no discernible fragrance. Again, just like I said with the Burberry foundation, I'm not an ingredient junkie. I don't look down on it. I just don't take time to do it. There might be fragrance, but I'm saying there's nothing that I detect right off the bat just with my nose. These are really pretty shades. And Dolce & Gabbana says, hey, you can use them on the eyes too. I have 2 different looks going here to make a monochromatic look. Can you use other blush on the eyes and cheeks as well? Sure. So it's a bit of a marketing scheme. But Dolce & Gabbana also says, hey, you know, a lot of blush, you know, doesn't last on the eyes. And this one's formulated to. Okay. Fair enough, Dolce & Gabbana. Fair enough. But they've also done, this is kind of cute, what they call Face and Eyes Match. $54, 5 shades. And this is the bronzer, also refillable, also no discernible fragrance. $54, 5 shades. This is the number 2, light medium. It's a little light for me. But I will tell you during the demo why I find some redemption in it being a little too light. If you are my shade twin, or you're always a few shades darker, a few shades lighter than me, pay attention here because I kind of got quite a few of wrong shades. You know, so don't just go to the description bar and see what I got and get that one. You might not be pleased. Okay. This is a bronzer that you can also use on the eyes. Rebecca, that's confusing. Can't you use any bronzer on the eyes? I mean, you can put bronzer on your lips if you want, but Dolce & Gabbana is trying to tell us that this is formulated for that. And their idea, the way they've kind of edited this collection, is that you will have a bronzer and have some of that in the crease, and then you will pick a blush and then have some of that on the eye. And they want to make that really monochromatic, minimal look, which I approve of. That's kind of my go-to look. And I use regular bronzer and regular blush and often regular highlighter just to achieve that. But that's what they're going for here. These products are beautifully, I mean, these refillable containers. Here is the Face and Eyes Match, has this really pretty black case and a mirror. This pops out if you want to replace it. And the blushes, the Cheeks and Eyes Match have a little pretty little white. I mean, they snap closed really nicely, nice and tight. They open with a little push. I mean, they're lovely. Also a little mirror. You are paying for the packaging, and it is, with this Dolce & Gabbana product, a really kind of luxe, pretty packaging. And last but not least, because I had never tried this and they released a bunch of new shades, we have the Jones Road, the Lippie Stick. This is a $22 lip balm, which now comes in 12 shades. And I got the Plumberry. They say this is a cushiony, dense balm. It is, and we're going to talk about it. It has a fragrance when you initially use it that's part kind of patchouli oil. It's not patchouli oil, but part kind of natural scent and a little bit maybe fruit. And Jones Road likes to do that. And I don't enjoy the kind of, I'm not really a essential oils scent type person. You guys know that about me. I like gourmand fragrances. So if you're going to put vanilla in a lip balm, I'm all over it, even fruit. But if it starts going a little eucalyptus-y, or but it's a really comfy balm, and we will discuss that as well. All right, let's first look at some swatches, and then we'll go to the demo. We do have a wear test in progress, and yes, 2 different looks on one face, so don't adjust your screen. All right, let's look at this first in studio lighting. We have the Dolce & Gabbana Cheeks and Eyes Match in Playful Rosewood, sitting next to Wonderful Strawberry, and then the Face and Eyes Match in Light Medium. And then over by my wrist is the Jones Road, the Lippie Stick, in the shade Plumberry, because it's got a bunch of new shades out. I don't know, is Plumberry one of the new ones? I might have chosen an older one. But, anyway, we're trying the product. I got to look. And I let that kind of gather a little bit so you can see that it's a balm. You can see the waxiness of it a little bit. All right, if you couldn't see that well enough, let's take it outside into the warm California sunshine. Again, we have Dolce & Gabbana Cheeks and Eyes Match in Playful Rosewood, Wonderful Strawberry, sitting next to the Light Medium Face and Eyes Match, also Dolce & Gabbana, and then the Jones Road, the Lippie Stick in Plumberry, all the way towards my wrist. Take a moment, if you would please, and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. I always need all the help I can get. My job here is never done, and that is a favor I really appreciate. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the start of this wear test and talk about these products, which I don't necessarily like at first, but they're all kind of growing on me. to be honest. So let's go to that now. All right, let's get started with this foundation, and we'll start the wear test and all that good stuff. Such a beautiful bottle. Doesn't look like that's changed from the first edition. So let me see. This is shade 30 light. So it's a neutral shade. It might be a little too light, but we got this bronzer here, so we'll see. But I think it's a little too light. I don't know. I looked at my matte. I have the Burberry matte foundation, and I had got that in a light. Oh, let's see what we can do with it. Just trust the process, please, please, please. It's too light, clearly, but we can still play with it and just give it a little test on, how it works. It's too light. I agree. I needed to go darker. If you are my shade twin, don't get this shade, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work, and we're gonna give it a nice little wear test. It's super comfy and feels really soothing, albeit too light. Oh, way too light. You can tell I didn't try this one. Sometimes I do a little sneaky test on my face. When I have a pretty good record when I purchase online, but when you are buying online, it's a pig in a poke. I mean, there's no doubt. We're gonna make this one work though. But it is indeed a little bit too light. Okay. Yes, I promise I'll wash my hands. All right, let's just take a look. The shade isn't that off, but it is off, okay? Let's see what it does as it sits here on my face. Sometimes, they go a little yellower anyway. I'm feeling that this is neutral, but it's like a little cool and too light, So it's a double whammy. But it's certainly very pretty on the skin. Now, when I do a foundation wear test, I don't do any primer, no concealer, no setting spray, and no powder. You guys know this already. The reason I do that is I don't want anything to interfere, and we all use different concealers, different setting sprays, different primers, different powders. So it just throws things off. If we all had one powder we all use, that would be different. You know what I mean? Okay. But actually, it's kind of funny. I'm still sticking with the fact that I need another shade, but it's kind of melding into something. All right, let me speed it up and do the other side. So at least we have matching too light. All right, stay right there. Okay, at least I'm too light all over my face now, so we'll make it work. Interesting. Just on first glance, not my favorite. It might be a little too dewy. Those of you with oily skin, I think you're going to need to powder this too much. So even if you have an oilier complexion but like a dewy foundation, I'm already thinking no. But we're really doing a wear test. I have not been playing with this, okay? I am seeing a lot of pores. I would have to powder the heck out of this, and I've got such normal skin. Not dry, not oily. I'm really not a powderer. I will often powder under my eyes because I have to use a lot of concealer, and I'll powder around the nose because I'm sniffly allergy girl, but I'm not usually someone who has to powder the T-zone, and I won't powder it today, but it feels like I would need powder. Yes, the shade is wrong, but I'm also not liking how it is laying on the skin. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off and just do a few things that I have to do around my studio, some organizing and such, so that when we come back to try the Dolce & Gabbana, it will already have been a few hours. I'm really curious how this little baby is going to sit. So let's just take a little bit of time, but for you, it'll be just a moment. Okay, it's been 2 hours. I put on a little mascara, but I just kind of let the foundation here, this Burberry foundation, the Ultimate Glow Remastered, just kind of sit for a few hours, a couple hours, I should say. It's not bad. It's doing better 2 hours in. It's settled in a little bit. When I first put it on, and that might be because it's a serum, when I first put it on, I felt like it was exaggerating pores, and would do the same to texture. But now that it's sat for 2 hours, it's chilling out. The shade is certainly too light, but it's not bothering me as much. And I'm glad because I really want that out of the way. I want to just work with the performance. But to let you know, the reason I purchase light, because I am definitely a light medium, but I sometimes, if I'm taking a stab at a shade online, I will look to see if they start with fair. If fair is their lightest, then I'm often light. If light is their lightest, then I'm medium. Do you see how I do it? not really rocket science there, but they had fair. So I thought, okay. And then the medium looked like it was going a little too deep for me. So, you know, it's not bad, but if I bought this in a department store, no one would let me walk out with this shade, you know, no one behind the counter, but you know, we're doing okay. It is sitting better. So far though, I'm already going to tell you, it's a nice foundation. Like this is a weird analogy, but stay with me here. I feel like if I gave this as a gift to my mother, and it's kind of her shade, so I might. But I feel like she wouldn't know any better. Like my mom doesn't really care about makeup. She's such a tomboy. And does that expression even matter anymore? But anyway, if she had this, she'd be like, I don't know, it's makeup, it's fine. You know, but those of us who really, and that's probably all of us, you're watching beauty YouTube. Those of us who get really nuanced into it, I'm not really seeing what it offers. I mean, actually, you know, it's a pretty glow. I don't really feel like I'm going to dig through my foundations and grab this one. But if I were traveling and could only take this one, other than the shade, I mean, I think it's pretty. All right, let's try this little Jones Road, the Lippie stick. I had never tried. This is a new shade. This is $22. It's called Plumberry, and it's got, I guess it smells like plumberry. It's got kind of a eucalyptus / fruit punch scent. Forgive me, but Jones Road products have icky scents. How dare you, Rebecca? You know what I mean, though? They're like very... oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Patchouli oily scents, natural. I'm not a nature's girl, as you can see. Oh, it goes on nice. Feels really nice. It's really thick, so it kind of wanted to settle into lip lines a little bit there at the top, which I'm not used to having to work with a balm on lip lines, so you know, it's okay. But it certainly feels really nice on the lips, and I think it's a pretty shade. So I'd love to just pop that in my handbag, but with a lip balm, I just want to throw it on and not think about it. I notice I'm checking my lines here. It's melding pretty well. It's certainly comfy. So far, the two of the products we've looked at are good. They're acceptable products. There's a lot of competition out there now. You got to be really good. But that is comfy. And I think that the foundation is looking good. You know, we'll let it go a little longer. All right, let's look at this bronzer, which I also seem to have purchased in too light of a shade. Just depends on the day with me, honestly. But we can work a lot with it. So the bronzer is the Face and Eyes Match. Okay, this one is $54 and comes in 5 shades. Okay, let's try this. This is the light medium. You guys know the drill. I can use a lot of this. It's a little too light. And I'm just gonna warm up the sides of the face. There's no risk of me looking like I'm giving myself a beard. This is light, but you know, it's kind of nice that way. And I'm even going onto the face. Why? Because we have too light of a foundation. Oops, this is obviously refillable. Whoopsies. Okay, so we've now proven, in case you were wondering, this is so refillable, it will try to refill itself. Okay, there we go. Well, first of all, the foundation looks a lot better with that on. Actually, it looks a little streaky now, doesn't it? It's one of those things that's so funny because once you see it, you can't unsee it. So like you guys are watching this video going, there's streaks of brown. But you know, if you just saw me, you can almost have to rub your eyes and look away and then it's fine. It also has served to powder down, tricky, this very dewy foundation. And actually the duo is looking nice. Now, since this is for eyes as well, we have a Rephr number 1. And let's just go ahead and use this in the crease. I use bronzer in the crease all the time. We talked about this, even if it's not supposedly something that could go on the eye, but it's marketing and it's nice. And actually, you know, I always get way too dark of a bronzer because I can't be stopped. But I'm starting to see the merit of getting a slightly lighter one because I have such a heavy hand with bronzer. Who, me? But you know what I mean? So, yeah, the fact that this is foolproof, there's a little bit something to that, you know. That's actually quite pretty, and it's certainly helped my cause here. You know, I'm starting, even with this lip that I don't love, this kind of starting to grow on me. Thus the reason for a wear test, right? That's the reason for it. Okay, now we're gonna do, we got 2 cheeks, we got 2 cheek colors, 2 eyes, so we can just go ahead and do one side of the face, one side of the face. So we're gonna start with our Playful Rosewood, and this is the deepest of the 6 shades, so I thought that would be good. Let's see, this is a Rephr Cibacojo cheek brush. It looks like it's a prototype, so you can't get this one, but it is goat hair. And it is kind of fluffy, kind of airy. Looks like I need to tighten my mirror here. It's wanted to spin around. Okay. Oh, hold on. Got a hair from my head. There we go. My hair was trying to own this. This is nice. Almost coming off a little bit glowy. That's overdone, which is really interesting because this is a deep shade and I'm really having to build it. I like that. Now let me purposefully overdo it, which is making me look a little strange, but stay with me. This is exactly what I thought. Do you know what this feels like? The Too Faced Cloud Blush. How dare you compare Dolce & Gabbana to Too Faced? You watch me now. So yeah, it feels like that. And a little bit like, now we have an equal comparison, a little bit like Gucci. But actually, it's a little more buildable than Gucci, to be honest. Okay, let's take another brush here. This is the 1 Max brush, also from Rephr, and they say we can use it on the eyes, so let's just see. The whole idea being a monochromatic look. So now we have this bronzer, and we have this blush running on the entire side of this face, and it's a very pretty, sophisticated, monochromatic look, and this is what this collection is about from Dolce & Gabbana. Okay, how about our other side, which is going to look a lot different because the other side is the shade called Wonderful Strawberry, and that's a lot brighter. So I'm curious to see how this performs. Here is a number 5 brush. Not quite as light and airy of a blush. Let's see. Okay, what I love about this that I don't love about some other bright blushes is it is not staining. So, as you guys know, I'm a reporter, not a makeup artist, broken record time. But what I do know from every makeup artist I've ever spoken to and watched work, the spot where you start is the spot where you have the most product, obviously. So, a lot of times, and I saw this with the new Rare Beauty blush, you plop your brush down and then you go to do this, and it's still going to leave a darker spot there no matter how much you blend. This is a bright shade, but it is not doing that, and I appreciate that. Long-winded to get to that. Let me overdo it here just for you to see a little better. That's a pretty shade, isn't it? Kind of a watermelon shade, kind of an updated pink. You know, I'm getting so sick of the Barbie pink, right? And that's kind of an updated pretty shade. Okay, let's see what we got here. Brought over a whole bunch of brushes. All right, let's try this Rephr 1 Mini. I've got all the number 1s out here. And let's put this one on to do that same look. I'm concentrating this because I think it's pretty towards the center of the eye. And again, on this side of the face, we have a whole other kind of flowing minimal look, which is one of my favorites, and I actually think it kind of works with this lip balm, to be honest. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. We'll end up being able to test the Dolce & Gabbana products a little bit as well. Might as well. Let me let this go quite a few more hours, and let's check in on this foundation, which is actually so far kind of growing, if not glowing, but growing on me. Okay, for transparency's sake, I have reapplied the Jones Road, which I'm starting to like. All of these products are really growing on me. It has been 6 more hours, so 8 hours, and I have been out and about with mismatched face. Nobody even looks twice. We all think we're so important, and then we notice we could be out totally mismatched and no one... I guess they're kind of similar, and well, they're not really similar. At any rate. So we've got about yeah, about 8 hours total. And now there's some noise outside, sorry. Yeah, you know, I just put on this Jones Road Balm, so you do have to watch that. It wants to go into little lines, but it's super comfy and really pretty. I would probably buy this in other shades. Go a little lighter, though, if you want to be able to be a little more haphazard, but it's pretty. All right, let's talk first. Now that we've had 8 hours of wear, let's talk first about this Burberry Reformulated Ultimate Glow Foundation. I like it. I still don't love it because I'm having trouble shaking off how I felt about it when we first applied it. And I admit that I have not tried the original, so if you could weigh in on that down below, if you have, I would love that. As it sits, though, it's become really nice. It's a serum foundation. Now things are blurred here. It is not sinking into lines. When I first put it on, I felt that it was battling with my skin a little bit, sitting on top. But as the hours have gone, it looks better and better. Reminds me in that sense a little bit of the Urban Decay Face Bond, which is self-setting. This is not, but you know, just gets better as you wear it. It's a serum foundation, so okay. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like it's giving a lot of life to my skin. It must be that white tea, and it looks really reflective. It needs powder. It needs powder. Now, the way I don't wear a powder, as you know, while I'm trying the product, but I cheated a little bit because all of the Dolce&Gabbana products we used are powder. And I admit, put the bronzer kind of all over my face because my shade choice was too light in the foundation. Mea culpa, I admit it. And it served a little bit like I powdered the foundation, and it's been even happier since then. Okay, so if you like powder, go for it. If you have an oily complexion, don't know if you're going to love it, but dry and normal, you probably will really like it. Don't know that you'll love it. $62, is it worth the gamble? Depends how brand loyal you are. Admittedly, I gave it more than half a chance because it's Burberry and I like their makeup. I mean, I'm just being honest. All right, let's do some follow-up with the Dolce&Gabbana products. Lovely. Frankly, they're beautiful colors in essentially what is a blush and a bronzer product. They're refillable. They are beautiful. No real obvious fragrance. And I like that monochromatic look. Could I take a House Labs blush and do a monochromatic look? Yeah. A Gucci? Yeah. It's a marketing point, you know, but it feels nice. And the formula of the blushes is definitely like Gucci or Too Faced Cloud Blush, you know. The bronzer, it's still pretty warm. Everyone's always asking me for a bronzer that just doesn't lean quite as warm. Too Faced had that. I reviewed it quite a bit back. I'll find it and put it up here. They have that stick kind of cream bronzer that some of those shades don't go as warm, but this is another warm one, which means it's just a bronzer. It is not meant really for contour. Bronzers are supposed to be warm, although I still understand those of you who say, yeah, I know, but not that warm. I get it. And this is a little warm, a little light for me, but applies beautifully. These powders are lovely. They don't stick. They blend beautifully. They're lovely. The packaging is beautiful. So to be honest with you, the Jones Road and the Burberry really grew on me. The Dolce&Gabbana are perfectly lovely little products. Bright, bright blush colors, but are still buildable and not shocking. Some of them are shocking. Some of the one size and Patrick Ta shades, it's too much. Even, like I say, it's across the room and you've put on too much blush and you haven't even touched it, you know? So that's my feelings there, but all really nice products. Did you know that this Burberry had even reformulated and re-released? I saw it was coming, but then I saw it had been released a little bit by accident, to be honest with you. So let me know what you have tried here, what you've been interested in. Yes, programming note, I do have the Dior singles coming up and Viseart, and oh my gosh, I've got Tom Ford foundation, so much coming up, you guys. So hang in there with me. I also have coming this Sunday, I have a foundation roundup for so far in 2024. So make sure you stick around for that as well. Share and like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know everything down below. That's what makes us a community. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.